due to depart imminently. Over.
Welcoming.
Yeah, Celebrity, Apex, Aurora. Celebrity, Apex, Aurora.
Celebrity Apex, Southampton QTS. Celebrity Apex, Southampton VTS. Information, the Aurora was calling you on channel 12. Over.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Aurora. Apex, this is Aurora. Yeah, hiya Jim. We're all ready to go here. So if we're going to push on. Okay. Nope, captain has decided to go without it. Okay. Okay, you're still loading cargo. We're single up, Jim. So we'll push on.
Celebrity Apex, Southampton VTS. Celebrity Apex, Southampton VTS. Copied the Aurora's intention to go without a tug. Question, are you letting go now, or will you be waiting for the Aurora? Over. Celebrity Apex, Southampton VTS received. Your intention is to wait for the Aurora and then let go. Over. Spirit of Adventure, Southampton VTS.
Ahoy, shipmates! That was a good bit of radio traffic there. Don't know if you heard that. We have 3 departures this evening. Celebrity Apex, Aurora and Seas Voyager. Initially, the Celebrity Apex was...
Portsmouth VTS on channel 11.
So initially, the Celebrity Apex was going to go first. She's closest to us. And then the Aurora was waiting for a tug. But apparently, Aurora is now keen to get off. And the Celebrity Apex is going to have to follow afterwards. Interestingly, Celebrity Apex was actually waiting for a tug. She's waiting for Svitzer Eleanor, I think. Which I'm not surprised at, because looking out there, you can see it is surprisingly windy. It looks to be a typical summer day in the UK. It's just under 20 C, 81% humidity, so it's rather confusing weather-wise out there. It's dull, it's overcast, and all day the wind has picked up, starting off at a gentle breeze and now becoming, frankly, quite unpleasant. After the Celebrity Apex and the Aurora, we have the Seas Voyager.
Most of busiest, Southampton VTS will receive, thank you. Break, Eleanor, Southampton VTS.
Eleanor is the tug.
Eleanor, Southampton VTS, question, did you copy the Aurora's intentions of departing without a tug? Over.
Did it?
Eleanor, Southampton VTS will receive, thank you.
Yes, I'd imagine it was...
Station calling, Southampton VTS.
I'd imagine it was in that window of windiness that potentially requires a tug. Aurora, one of the older ships, possibly not as manoeuvrable as some of the newer, more modern tugs. The fact that there is Eleanor there on our screens now. It's coming in from the other side. Just finished dealing with a tug, dealing with a cargo ship. Oh, I can try out the new feature on my camera. This camera has a automatic manual tracking facility, if that makes sense. I suppose it really makes sense. No, it means it can automatically track something, but I have to manually initiate it. Let's see if I can get it to work. I've had some luck with it. There we go. Locked onto target? No, not locked onto target. Let's try again. Try again, see if it will follow. Oh, there we go. Not the smoothest of No, it's dropped off. No, it's not the smoothest of operators. The manual tracking, manual auto tracking. I should just do it myself instead. We've got quite a few shipmates in the chat already. That's on this windy Thursday afternoon. All the shipmate Pam Wolf. And ahoy there, Ian Lloyd Owen. And ahoy there, Deborah Speller. Ahoy there, Edward Coates. Ahoy there, Alistair Adam. Oh, and ahoy there, Tizzy C. And ahoy there, Lucy Smirk. Ahoy, lovely people. Some of us are lovely. I'm not sure the captain's quite so lovely today. Come on, camera. Yeah, there we go. Camera's moving. So the first away this... Oh, I've been so busy today. I think I've forgotten to do quite a lot of things. Not brought up the itineraries for these lovely vessels. First away is the Aurora. Just coming up, actually coming up some error. Consider doing no videos. Okay. Apparently it's coming up some errors on the computer here. I don't think, well, maybe I could turn it down. Hang on, I might have to just check something. I might be able to turn setting down. It suggested I turn something down. I don't know if I can though. Let's have a look. Let's try that. No, I think that's made it worse. Well, let's change it. Let's try it again. I know this video streaming software sometimes does have some peculiar behavior. Let's try that. No, I'm not sure that's making a lot of difference. Right, I'm just getting Aurora's details up. What is it today? It's the 7th of August today, and she's off on a 7-day round trip to France and Portugal. That's where she's off to. Celebrity Apex. Ooh, I wonder if Celebrity Apex... Celebrity Apex is going to go, which way she's going to go around the Isle of Wight. Hopefully she goes past the Needles. That's quite spectacular when she goes past the Needles. Let's have a look. Celebrity Apex is off on a Norwegian fjord trip, so no, she's not going past the Needles. That's a shame. And then the last due away today is the Seven Seas Grandeur. No, Seven Seas Voyager. You don't see these Seven Seas ships in port very often. They do have a whole variety of itineraries that are a bit more varied than some of the vessels we see. Just continually adjusting these settings, see if I can get some better. There we go. Let's try that. Right, and the 70s Grandeur. No, 70s Voyager, not 70s Grandeur. Got the wrong 7 Seas ship. 70s Voyager. I expect she's got an interesting cruise coming up. Oh, she's on a 12-day one-way cruise to Stockholm in Sweden. Ah, right, and I've just spotted on the map that the Aurora is on the way. She has moved. And apparently she didn't need those tugs. Maybe the wind dropped enough, or it hasn't gone above a certain level. Perhaps they thought about a tug because the wind was picking up, but it hasn't got any higher. Well, the shipmate Sue Hawks. Oh, I need to arrange to drop your picture off at some point. Ahoy there, Harbour Tea Rooms. Oh, ahoy there, Liz McLachlan. Let's get the chat. Oh, the shipmate Mark Page. Oh, yes, the storm from Monday seems to have also affected Norway and Iona.
This is Roger 7, shall we wait from Town Quay for Cal?
Seas will affect Norway, with Iona spending 2 days moored up in the Olden on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, missing heliset. I can't remember how our shipmate Hans told me to say heliset. Heliseat? I'm not sure now. It looked the same when he was typing it.
That's all copied on 7, thank you.
But it's certainly looking a bit windy out there on some of the cameras. Blowing poor old Netley cam around. Too bad on itching cam. See the flags down there in Town Quay Arena. Look pretty good. There's been a lot of flaring over at Fawley. Apparently they're having some problems. Something to do with the hydrogen process or something. And not a lot of going on in the Solent. Not really the best of days to go sailing. Cloudy, overcast. Not particularly warm. It looks fairly smooth though. The water looks calm. In fact, Paul has sent over some pricings for today's cruise. It's always good to know what these cruises cost. You can see the Aurora pulling away from the dockside there. I haven't had any numbers yet, although I have had the radio on and off while I've been doing a few other things, so who knows. Aurora is off on a 7-day round trip, very much like the one that's listed below on the advert. In fact, exactly like that one. Gives you an idea of some prices. Vigo, calling in Vigo in Spain, a day at sea, then Vigo in Spain, Lisbon in Portugal, Porto in Portugal, and then coming back up and popping into Cherbourg in France. Assuming those little chappies aren't on strike. And that's from £1,079 for an inside, £1,699 for a balcony. And there we go, we can just about see the side of Aurora on our screens there.
Roger 6, Southampton VTS received. Outbound traffic, the oil supply at Hamble Point conducting sea trials. The Donald Searle approaching north of the Bramble. She'll be going into the Western Solents, and the Aurora has just departed from 106. Inbound traffic, the Seafin approaching Hillhead in the North Channel in for the Hamble. Over.
Yeah, Eleanor, Aurora. Yeah, Eleanor, yeah, so Captain decided to leave as the wind was down and he wanted to get away on time.
There we go. So that answered the question with the tug usage. The wind wasn't, it doesn't look like it was increasing. It was, well, I'm not sure it was dying down.
Okay, all understood. I'll pass it on.
It wasn't getting any worse, so they decided to depart without the tug.
Area Trader, Southampton VTS. Area Trader, VTS received, thank you.
Aurora, one of the older ships in the P&O fleet, possibly the oldest ship, I would imagine. 25 years old, built in the year 2000. She has passenger capacity of somewhere between 1,870 and 2,258. I believe she's an adult-only ship, so there's a good chance that she's not going to be desperately full. I would say somewhere in the region of 2,000 passengers on board, I would think. Well, the shipmate Margaret Mason says 1 week until she sails on Aurora around the British Isles cruise.
Southampton VTS, the Witch Challenger, all fast on 23 berth, thank you.
Witch Challenger, VTS received, thank you.
Well, I think you should have good weather for a week's time. The weather forecast is currently looking really good. We just seem to have hit a bit of a dull patch the last couple of days. Typical British summer weather. Well, their shipmate Christine Bakerville said, saying, oh, well, she's waving from on board Aurora.
Celebrity Apex, Southampton VTS, that's the full received. And I'm sure you see the Aurora passing 105 outbound. Further traffic, the Red Osprey, Northwest Netley inbound. Over.
Shipmate Chubbuck said he had a little late to be getting on to Aurora today. It is a little bit late, but I was thought it's quite interesting to know how much the prices of the actual cruises are that we're looking at. I know Paul from Love Cruises has been telling me that quite a lot of these cruises have been busy or sold out. Certainly a lot of the lower grade cabins have been sold out, and only ones that are left are some of the more expensive ones. Yes, Shepherd Book says, yeah, Aurora's actually older than Queen Mary too. Yeah, as far as I'm sort of just thinking off the top of my head, the only ships I know that are older than the Aurora are some of the Fred Olsen ships. Some of those are quite old. Other than that, I think everything else tends to be newer. To some of the other ships we get in port, I would classify Aurora as being one of the smaller cruise ships, 76,000 gross tons. Well, the shipmate Lee says they got off of Aurora this morning after an amazing 12-night cruise to Norway. Hopefully you didn't have too much trouble with the storm that went through. Shipmate Denise Shepherd says the brother is on Celebrity Apex. Celebrity Apex is due away next. She has radioed in to say that she was waiting, just going to wait for Aurora to pass by. I think she was still loading some supplies.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian. Yeah, that's correct, yeah. Are you going up into the Upper Spring? Yeah, no problem. We're standing by for the 7 Seas sailing afterwards.
Okay, that's a good question. Where is the
Southampton VTS, Red Osprey. Good afternoon again. That's Northwest Netley in British Count. Speed, please.
Red Nose Grey Southampton VTS received. You may continue at speed as set to do so. With caution, the Aurora approaching Dibden Bay outbound, and the Celebrity Apex will be departing 101 berth imminently. Over.
Yes, sir, that's all understood. I see them there as well. I'll nip in past Dockhead and stay out of their way.
Red Nose Grey VTS will receive. Thank you.
We saw a couple of shipmates waving there up at the top.
Southampton VTS.
Looks like they're trying to shout to Celebrity Apex. It's quite a long way to shout.
Seeker Southampton VTS, that's all received. Thank you.
VTS, Aurora, past and Pierhead out.
Aurora Southampton VTS will receive the Red Nose Grey Western Shuttle.
Gentle bit of haulage there from Aurora. Well, the shipmate Lucy Spurt. Yeah, haulage, correct, shipmate. Well, the shipmate Zoe Gibson says, disembarked Aurora this morning. She's a lovely looking, beautiful ship after her refit. Missing already. Oh, yes, of course. That's a good point I'm going to mention. I think she recently had a bit of a refit. So everything looking spick and span on board, I hope. Have a quick look at the map. I suspect the Celebrity Apex will start sneaking out on me when I'm not paying attention. I was unclear with that radio transmission earlier whether or not she was going to the upper swing ground or to the middle swing ground. Sounds like potentially it's going to the upper swing ground. Celebrity Apex is off on this cruise that we see listed below. It is a 7-night cruise down into Spain and Portugal, calling it Vigo in Spain, Lisbon in Portugal, Porto in Portugal, and then Cherbourg in France. Yeah, new outside microphone. It's not doing a bad job considering how windy it is out there. I think the wind might have died off a bit, but it is really windy. See the flags outside of the ferry terminal blowing around. You can see there, the flags all very stiff and straight. In fact, which way is the wind coming from? Wind is coming from the west. Rather unusual. It's normally southwest. That wind is coming from the west. Sometimes we can hear the sail away parties on board. I wonder if I can hear the sail away party. Put the microphone on. Yeah, I can hear something. A little bit of shouting. Not really very much. Well, shipmate Alex Hilton says, how many people can normally fit in the lifeboats? Quite a lot. So we had this question the other day. Asking how many people fit in the lifeboats. It is a lot. I mean, we're talking... I seem to remember looking at some of the numbers on the side. It's sort of 120, 150, 180, that sort of... Depending on which lifeboat it is. So yes, you get quite a lot in each lifeboat. And if there's about 2,000 people on board, there's what? How many lifeboats is there? 14 lifeboats. So you only need a couple of hundred in each lifeboat, and you're sorted. Oh, ahoy there, shipmate Kex. Good morning. Says, how do people get to the small sailing boats? Small people get to the small sailing boats. I think Kex is talking about. Yeah, there we go. Celebrity Apex on our screens. Oh, I think she's going to the middle swing ground. Yeah, I think Kex is asking how do people get to these sailing boats here that are on swing moorings, we tend to call those. So they're not moored up in a marina. And so how does one get onto those? A number of ways. There we go. It's talking about these ones here. In the Marchwood Sailing Club, which some of these might be owned by, they have little tenders you can row out. Sometimes there's a little water taxi, not necessarily here, but in other places in Southampton where there are quite a few of these types of moorings. And there are sometimes water taxis which will take you about. But typically you just row your little boat out, or you've got a little dinghy with an outboard on it, and that'll take you out there. And then you tie that up, and then you jump on the big boat and head off. Shipmate Apple's always coming with some lifeboat information. It says newer and large lifeboats have been developed that can accommodate 370 people each. Yes, they are. I mean, they're just huge, aren't they? It's very deceptive. And I think even some of them on board are actually like double-decker inside. So you've got 2 rows of people and you sit in massive seats and you strap yourself in. It's, yeah, they are quite the devices. And it goes Aurora up to the dock head. It does look like, even though it's not the best of weathers, there are quite a few people on board. Not had any numbers yet from either ship. Maybe I've turned the radio off. No, radio is on. Well, the shipmates, Andy Waterson says, hi Apex, hi on Apex, deck 8 stern. Oh, let's have a look. I've just read that message at the right time. Deck 8 stern. You've got to be round here somewhere, I would think. Shipmate, is it shipmate Andy? Oh, someone's got some. Oh, hello. Someone's got some flags up. Oh, ho, ho. Now, I'm probably going to struggle to work out what those flags are. Oh, it looks like a Welsh flag, Union Jack, and then that could be, is that ahoy in the middle? Could be ahoy. Great cabin location though. Do love a stern cabin. He's got a nice balcony there. I think that's
Red Eagle, Southampton, VTS, that's all received. Thank you.
I wonder what I think that says ahoy. Excellent. I don't think we've had a message in marine flags before.
Red Falcon, Southampton, VTS received. Outbound traffic, the Red Eagle at the hook. The Aurora passing 38.9 berth, clear channel vessel. And the Celebrity Apex swinging in the middle swinging ground. Outbound, also clear channel vessel. Over.
Yeah, I think that was ahoy. No, I know A. Bizarrely, I know a couple of random letters. Quite a few on the stern of Aurora.
Donald Searle, Southampton BTS. Donald Searle, Southampton BTS. Donald Searle, Southampton BTS. Traffic information, the Aurora south of Dockhead outbound and the Celebrity Apex at the middle swinging ground outbound. Both are clear channel vessels. Question, when do you intend to proceed into the western Solent? Over. Donald Searle, Southampton BTS, understood you are proceeding to the western Solent now, is that correct? Over. Donald Searle BTS will receive, thank you.
Well, the shipmate Randy Barnes from San Diego says, love the stern of Aurora, beautiful design. It's stylish. Yeah, it is. It is. Actually, do you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, reminds me slightly of the Disney ship. Except for the Disney ship doesn't have the cutout in the middle, but it does have that sort of sweeping balconies to the centre.
BTS, slip shape, axle swung clear headlights.
Celebrity Apex, Southampton BTS, has all received. Traffic information of Red Jet 6, Northwest Netley inbound. Over.
Okay, thank you.
I wonder if Celebrity Apex will give us a honk. The outside microphone on.
Aurora, Southampton BTS, all received. Question, do you have the figures? Over.
Stand by.
Ooh, figures from Aurora. Come on, Aurora, give us some figures. Shipmate Linda Robinson says the P&O Iona lifeboats can hold 400 people. Yeah. By the time you get on the lifeboat, it's probably full. I mean, the ship has sunk, but quite complicated that, I would imagine. Try and sort that out. Celebrity Apex, she is off on a 14-day trip to the fjords.
Jet 6, BTS received. You may continue at speed if safe to do so with caution for the Aurora Western Shelf and the Celebrity Apex approaching Dipton Bay. Dockhead tide gauge showing 1.62 and rising. Over.
Calling in at quite a number of stops. This is quite an extensive tour that she's got going on here of the fjords. It's calling in at Stavanger, Olden, Mold, Trondheim. Oh, come on, give me the figures.
Aurora VTS ready for figures.
26 through 7.
Aurora VTS all received. Passengers 2681 through 796. Over.
Raw figures there for Aurora. I think I've got the radio was a bit faint. Actually, I've got a new antenna for the radio coming. In fact, it is actually arrived. I just need to install that. It looks like 2,681 passengers on Aurora. She has a maximum occupancy of 2,200, so I'm not sure that's right. I must have misheard that.
C10 BTS received, thank you.
796 crew, that sounds right. So maybe that was, I couldn't quite hear. It was a bit distorted on the radio. Perhaps one of the excellent spanners that's listening to the radio could hear what the actual number was. I'm not sure 2,600 is correct. Might have been 2,100. What I need to do is record it and play it back, isn't it, really? And we'd have a better idea of what was being said. Or I just need to install my brand new antenna, which should be more sensitive. Not sure we're going to get any honkage out of Apex. See a couple of little wavers up here. Some very interesting coloured graphics up there. Very good. Celebrity Apex departing off to the fields. I was just getting through the list of ports, wasn't I? Because there were some interesting ports there. Some that I'm not sure I've seen before. I don't think I've seen the port of Molde before. She's off to Stavanger in Norway, and then Olden, and then Molde in Norway, Trondheim in Norway, Honningsvåg in Norway, Tromsø in Norway, Geiranger in Norway, Flam in Norway, and then one stop in Rotterdam in the Netherlands, and then over to Southampton on the way back. Oh, that is 2006.
Yes. 7.
7 Seas Voyager BTS.
It's our next departure.
7. Yeah, good afternoon. Sorry. Red station. Just waiting. Maximum draft 7 metres off the Skagen, and crew and passenger figures to follow.
Passenger crew figures to follow on the 7 Seas Grandeur.
7 Seas Voyager, Southampton BTS, that's all received. Thank you.
Oh, well, that was right then. So it was 2,681. Seems we have a couple of shipmates.
Voyager, Eleanor, evening, we're standing by now.
Oh, yeah, if you can stand by up forward for us, please. I'll give you a call on 7.
No problem.
Sorry, 7.
Yeah, so it looks like the Aurora is actually very busy. According to my information, that's more than maximum occupancy. Interesting. And the right number of crew. Were there Georgina Stevenson? Were there shipmate Dr. Drenstrom says Apex is one of the ugliest ships of all time. I'm not entirely sure that's entirely true. I can think of some Ro-Ros that are pretty ugly, although I do enjoy the ugly Ro-Ro ships. I think it's the asymmetrical stern that is probably upsetting some people. Anyway, there's some prices there on Apex off to the Canaries. Here's a shorter trip to the fields. This is for July of next year. I'll turn the radio back on.
And BTS all received. Thank you.
I wonder if we can see that sign. Excellent shipmates. I didn't catch who that was in the chat. I think it was shipmate David or something. He actually had a banner which I believe was a Welsh flag, Union Jack, and Ahoy written in naval signal flags in between. Very good indeed. Celebrity Apex also has these. You can get a good view there of those peculiar vertical balconies, which I'm not sure I've heard anyone has actually had a good thing to say about them. They seem to. People seem more critical of them than have praise. Someone say the spot of the county flag. I'll have to use. Oh, it looks like. It awfully does look like rain's coming in. Just looking over here on cruise cam. It's like, ooh, it is, isn't it? I think there is some darkness approaching. Very annoying.
Aurora, Southampton BTS, that is all received. Thank you.
Now, I've been talking.
Yes, 7 Seas Voyager. Got figures here if you're ready.
Oh, yes, please, 7 Seas Voyager.
7 Seas Voyager BTS received. Yeah, I'm ready for figures. Thank you.
Crew 450. Passengers 684, giving us a total of 1114.
Seven Seas Voyager, Southampton BTS, copied crew 450 and passengers 684. Is that correct, over?
That's correct.
Not often we see a cruise ship depart
Seven Seas Voyager BTS will receive, thank you.
with barely more passengers on board than crew. Oh, hello. I think I've spotted this flag. No, don't zoom out, camera. This camera has an annoying habit of zooming out when you don't want it to. Ooh, okay. Oh, wow. I'm not sure what that one is at all. No, stop zooming out, camera. Oh, okay, that's... I'm pretty sure I've not seen that before. I might try and use the other camera, see if we can get a better view of it. Well, thanks whoever spotted that. So, eagle-eyed viewer spotted that. So there was a county flag somewhere. Zoom in on the other camera. The other camera is actually better for this job. There we go. Let's see if we can work that out. Oh, okay, that's a better view. Blue, yellow cross, and shield. And may I suggest that looks like that's upside down? Alex Hilton says it look like prison cells. Very nice prison. Very nice open prison, I guess. Well, if anyone has any idea of what that flag is, they'll have to let me know in the chat, because I'm a little short-handed as to know what that is. Again, looks like they're struggling with the wind out there. It is a windy day. Excellent. Good job, shipmates. Do like a county flag.
BTS, Celebrity Apex, Western Southampton.
Celebrity Apex, Southampton BTS, that's all received, thank you.
Once his shipmates, Sterlo says, guess my flag. Raymond Morris says, looks like my old school flag. That's what I was thinking. Looks like something you might see on a blazer somewhere. Not sure where that is. What's going on with Itching Cow? Oh, there we go. And of course, we've got this one on the stern here where it says ahoy between those two flags. What a fantastic variety of flags this day on Celebrity Apex. Brilliant. I think this is what some people don't like about these Celebrity Apex, is this wonky stern. Shipmate Nicholas Hall says Pembrokeshire. A couple of our spanners, Hades and Stephen Joy reckons it's Pembrokeshire. Oh, Pembrokeshire. I'm pretty sure we haven't had Pembrokeshire. I do need to print off my county flag bingo sheet. Speaking of which, in case you're wondering, shipmates, I am the captain of the YouTube of the Solent Ships YouTube channel, broadcasting to you live and direct from the port of Southampton. And about 44 minutes into the broadcast. Captain's bingo today. Captain's banner bingo, 44 minutes. I realised I've not connected to the other camera. Oh, Captain, you are making a pig's ear of it today. There we go. So yeah, the Seven Seas Grandeur, she just radioed in a little while ago. We had those numbers. It's not often that you see ships with 684 passengers and 450 crew. That's very impressive. But then the Seven Seas Grandeur equally has very impressive prices. Now, I've been talking quite a lot about this. And
The BTS, Seven Seas Voyager. Singling up now, 182.
not Seven Seas Voyager, not Seven Seas Grandeur. I'm going to get that wrong continuously. My apologies.
Seven Seas Voyager BTS all received, thank you.
Any traffic for us?
Seven Seas Voyager, Southampton VTS. Only inbound traffic for now is the Red Falcon at West Bramble. Over.
Roger.
Sam below, Southampton VTS.
I think Paul from Love Cruise has sent over these prices information there. I think he knows he does this on purpose. He's tormenting me with these fantastic repositioning cruises, transatlantic. This one's a 13 night on the Celebrity Apex from the Port of Southampton, ends up in Port Canaveral in Florida. $12.79 for an inside, $17.03 for one of those controversial veranda balconies. And that calls in at Vigo in Spain, Lisbon in Portugal, a day at sea, Ponta de Gouda in the Azores, 4 days at sea, the Royal Naval Dockyard in Bermuda, another couple of days at sea, and over in Port Canaveral in Florida. I think they're some of those ones are really good deals. This one maybe a little bit more than some of the other ones, but there was a couple I saw that were sub £1,000. Absolutely fantastic. Also, the 70s Grandeur. No, 70s Voyager. Hang on, which I forgot. I've confused myself. Let me look. 70s Voyager. There we go. 70s Voyager. I was looking earlier. I did found this. Now, that was quite interesting. I keep meaning to do this, and I'm just finding the time to fit it all in. But this is from the Seven Seas Voyagers website. But it's often, I think, interesting to know exactly what it's like on board these ships. So this is a walkthrough of the Seven Seas Voyager. This is the signature cabin, signature suite. As you can see, I think I'd call this fairly spacious. SBF, some sort of boat sculpture there. And we can walk around this. This looks like your private dining area, should you need one. That's access to your balconies. That looks like an entire spa suite through here. Let's have a look, shall we? See what it has to offer. Got a freestanding bathtub. Shower. Lots and lots of storage. Oh, disappointing. It's only got a sink for one person. A poo room. Plenty of towels. And this through here is one of the bedrooms. Do you know what? This is reminding me. This is actually very similar in layout to one of the the Oceania ships I went on. I wonder if they're related. No, can't see any relations. Funny. I suppose only so many layouts. Whoa, only so many layouts you can do with a ship. That's one bedroom. Some of them you have your own bar room as well. What's over here on this other side of this cabin? I think it might be a twin. This is an adjoining door. There's a separate cabin next door. Handy if you've got some children. Stick them next door and shut the door. But then you've got enough space to entertain 4 people quite easily. Pretty neat, eh? Now, that is not $7.99 for transatlantic. I'll tell you that for nothing. It's looking quite murky out there. I wonder what the visibility is. 18 nautical miles. Yeah, I was thinking there's a sort of hint of rain or something in the air. go over some prices in a second. That's 11 night cruise. So that, I must apologise, shipmates. I've done something to my shoulder, and it does make operating my broadcasting equipment tricky. 11 night cruise to the Canaries, 7 nights to the Fields, or transatlantic to Portugal and Bermuda.
White Scene VTS.
If you are interested in any of these sort of cruises, and many more, of course, just give Paul enough Cruise a call, and he'll be able to sort you out, even if you are an experienced cruiser or a first-timer. Tell him that the captain sent you from Solent Ships. I think he might be able to work out an extra discount for you.
White Scene Southampton VTS received. Copy your intentions to proceed out to the east, then to Castle Point, and then back into Cowes. Is that correct? Over.
Shipmate Alistair Adams says unaffordable.
White Scene Southampton VTS all received. 2 large.
Yeah, I was looking at the prices that Paul sent over. They're certainly not cheap. But did you see the crew to passenger ratio? Phenomenal. Certainly cheaper than running your own super yacht.
Over.
Yeah, it's just looking a bit murky out there. This just reminds me of the school holidays of my youth. It wasn't particularly warm, a bit damp and wet outside, grey. Oh, shipmates, there's some shipmates having a honeymoons there. Must have missed that. Apologies, shipmates. Oh, a lot of shipmates seem to have guessed Pembrokeshire. This is good timing. Just as we're losing Celebrity Apex on that camera. I'm guessing we haven't quite got Aurora on that camera yet, but we've got the Seven Seas Grandeur on this camera. Now, these are the prices that do make me chuckle. 9 nights on Seven Seas Voyager. A deluxe veranda from 6,849. Grand suite from 14,389. That wasn't even the signature suite which we were in. The one thing I have noticed reading up on the Seven Seas Grandeur, and maybe this will be a comforting thought for you, all of the cabins have a balcony. There are no non-balcony cabins on board. The Seven Seas Voyager is part of the Regent cruise group. I think they would probably consider themselves to be the pinnacle of cruising. This is the Seven Seas Voyager today. Where is she off to today? Do you know what? I'm not actually know. Oh, yeah, this is an interesting one. I did look at it. She's off on a 12-day one-way trip from Southampton to Stockholm, calling it Skagen in Denmark, Copenhagen in Denmark, Rostock in Germany, and then Bornholm Island in Denmark, Gdansk in Poland, Kalepidi in Lithuania, Tallinn in Estonia, Stockholm in Sweden, and then I think she's overnighting in Stockholm in Sweden. And compared to the other ships today, Seven Seas Grandeur is 42,000 gross tons. So I think probably some of the smallest cruise ships we get in are the Seven Seas and the Oceania, some of the Oceania ships. And this is 42,000 is very small indeed. But I think you get a premium cruise experience for that. This is a cruise on the Seven Seas Grandeur for next year. English Channel icons. It's hopping over to France, calling in at Saint Malo, then La Rochelle, then down to Bordeaux, overnighting. Saint Jean de Luz in France, Bilbao in Spain, La Coruña in Spain, and then back to the port of Southampton. 9 nights on board. That's from £14,000, we'll call that. And that's for a penthouse suite, and the grand suite is 20,409. In fact, the Seven Seas Voyager is not that much newer than P&O's Aurora, built in 2003. She's 22 years old. I'm not expecting any flags on board, I've got to be honest. Much as I'd love to see a dedicated shipmate of the channel on board waving away with a flag from Wales or something, but I have a feeling I'm not going to see that. I'm not saying that. I realise that makes it sound like I think Welsh people can't afford to go on a cruise. No, I just think it's probably not my YouTube demographic, Seven Seas Grandeur or Voyager customers. Really quite small. Quite a dinky little ship. 206 metres long. Last refurbished, or going to be refurbished next year. It's been almost 10 years since she's been refurbished. So what do we say she had? I think she's not quite at maximum capacity. I'm trying to work out if you would say that she has a home port, but I don't think she does really. If you looking through the listings of where she travels from, so she's off to Sweden today, then after that down to Spain, and then back to Hamburg, and then off to Lisbon, then Barcelona, then Athens, a bit like Eastern Mediterranean for a little while, and then back to Spain for a while, then down to South Africa, back up to Italy for a while, then Barcelona for a while, back round to Italy, and to Turkey. Oh, she's in Southampton quite a bit August next year. Then back off. So she doesn't really, unlike some of the other cruises. Oh, we've got a tug down here. Unlike some of the other cruise ships which tend to lurk around. Ah, she is connected up. She obviously just needed an extra bit of a shove from that wind. Has the wind died down? Yeah, the wind has dropped quite a bit. Yes, but unlike some of the other lines, most of the lines which tend to base themselves in one city and then relocate for the winter, the Seven Seas line, they operate a greater variety of cruises. That's what their passengers demand, apparently.
Falcon VTS, that's all copy. Thank you. After the Aurora, they slept the Apex, just approaching SO out. The Seven Seas Voyager, she's just departed from her berth. She's swinging in the middle, swinging round.
Just noticed that the wing bridge here on the Seven Seas Voyager is in fact exposed. There you go. You can see one of the white shirted crew up there. Most of the modern cruise ships we see, they're always enclosed, the wing bridges, but no, he's exposed.
Yes, good afternoon to you. That's all copy. Thank you. I've got no reported inbound for you at this time.
Southampton VTS, Red Osprey, good evening. Should we ready to park Royal Pier, bound for Cowes?
Red Osprey VTS, evening to you. That's all copy. Thank you. Seven Seas Voyager, just swinging in the middle, swinging round there. No inbound traffic. Left the Apex just past Cadland, outward bound clear channel, and the Aurora at the Hook outward bound.
Understood, so thank you.
Well, the shipmate Jan Cherry Jovi says, Captain, can you explain the passenger numbers for Aurora? Why are they so big when the capacity is 1874? 1874 is her double occupancy. She does have a maximum occupancy of 2258, but no, I can't explain why there seems to be such a large number of passengers on board. Unfortunately, the radio was a bit crackly, and I'm not entirely confident of the numbers that I heard, but a couple of the other shipmates and spanners have listened to it, and they're agreeing with the numbers. So, yeah, I agree. It does seem like an awful lot of passengers on board. It looks like the Spitzer Eleanor there on little tugging duties, just pulling the bow around. Some of these older ships especially don't have the power and the control of the more modern ships.
Speaker VTS, that's all received, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon to you, and have a good evening.
And the Regent Seven Seas have got a new ship out, the Seven Seas Prestige. This is a cruise for 2027. regal shores. Heading off to Le Havre in France, then St. Peter Port in Guernsey, cruising the Bay of Biscay. Pauillac in France, overnighting, cruising the Bay of Biscay again. Juquijón in Spain, La Coruña in Spain, Vigo in Spain, Porto in Portugal, and then terminating at Lisbon. I find that with lots of these sorts of cruises on these sorts of vessels, is there'll be one-way cruises. And the prices are equally healthy. About £11,000 for a deluxe veranda suite per person, of course, don't forget, and up to £16,500 for a Horizon penthouse. I haven't been on board a Regent ship as yet. Certainly not for a cruise, but equally not for a passenger day either, not for a ship visit. They don't seem to have many ship visits. Maybe it's something to do with that they're so great, they don't need to let people on board. I'm not sure.
Warship Mersey, BTS.
Noticing that the other two ships are heading down Southampton water. There we go.
Warship Mersey, BTS, that's all copied. Just give me a call back once underway and we'll update you on traffic over.
It is looking murky down that way.
VTS, Seahorse, letting go, 26, bound Marchwood, over.
The Seahorse BTS all received, thank you. Just be aware with Seas Voyager. She's your swing now, middle swinging ground, and proceeding outward bound.
Understood, thank you, sir. Seahorse out.
Sure, what did you make? Edward Coates says, question, everyone, is the word Regent written on the funnel? Is that the company? Yes, he's the Regent 7 Seas Cruises is the actual sort of name of the cruise line. And then the ships are the 7 Seas. Various varieties of 7 Seas, 7 Seas Voyager, 7 Seas.
All copy then, kids, the theory caution on the 7 Seas Voyager. She's just proceeding outward bound now from the middle swinging ground.
Yeah, they're all varieties of 7 Seas, something or other.
Warship Mersey, BTS.
There's quite a few up on top braving the conditions though, but I do see a variety of potentially wet looking weather gear or jumpers. Yeah, definitely jumpers. It's definitely chilled off today. I don't know if we're going to get any haulage from 7 Seas. I'm trying to think the last time we had one here. They don't come in very often. They're a rare thing, the 7 Seas ships. I think Tug Eleanor is going to disconnect in a second. Yeah, we have finished with Tug Eleanor's duties. There we go, dropping the line off. Yep, and she's clear. Shipmate Dean Willis says, how do they justify that kind of price? Well, I think it comes down to a lot of the cabins are all good-sized cabins. They've all got balconies. And the ship's quite small. Also, the, if I can find out the passenger to space ratio. I think I got that round. If I got that here, yes, passenger to space ratio is 63 for the Seas Voyager. Whereas if we look at the passenger to space ratio for the Celebrity Apex, it's 37. You get a bit more space. And it's also 34 for Aurora. So they're all a bit more jam-packed. So you basically get double the space on board the ship per passenger. And also the crew, passenger to crew ratio is excellent. There are a lot more crew on board. So hopefully you don't experience any backups, any congestions. Lots of fine dining on board. Probably lots are included as well. It's looking down the water. Oh, it's looking a bit murky down there, isn't it? Oh, yeah, so they're a different segment of the market. I don't think they're appealing to holidaymakers taking Timmy and Jane away to Spain for a fortnight.
Thanks. Oh, that's our next one then.
So we say thank you.
Yeah, and shipmate David Artingstall says, yes, Regent ships are all inclusive. Yeah, I'm going to say Wi-Fi, tips, drinks, valet services, sure, laundry, I suspect, is included. That's, depending on the length of the cruise. And you probably get, I know on the Oceania ships, if you're on the right level, you get complimentary rum delivered to your cabin.
VTS, Celebrity, Apex, well, with
Celebrity Apex VTS, evening to you. That's all received. Thank you.
Quite a few shipmates out on their balconies, enjoying a lovely view over the port of Southampton before heading off. Heading off to the Baltics, I guess they would call this cruise. Well, the shipmate Man's Loving Ladies is Gary Bembridge on the Tips for Travellers channel, does lots of very luxury cruises. Well, there you go. Go and watch one of his reviews then. I'm sure you'll find out exactly what they're all about. It's a bit like the Cunard ships. I can see a number of shipmates out in their dressing gowns. And I suspect the dressing gown is complimentary. There we go. So, yes, they are probably the top end of the market, unless you're going to go to the extreme of chartering your own super yacht. I suspect that's probably the top end of the market there. Aurora with a confusing number of passengers reported from the pilot. I'm not convinced that's the right number of passengers. She's off on a 7-day round trip. To Spain and Portugal. But if you've got plenty of cruises planned, but you fancy doing something at Christmas time, I think this must be quite good. Although a while back when we were talking about Christmas cruises, we had a couple of shipmates on board said they were on a Christmas cruise and only got one Brussels sprout per person. And they were slightly miffed. But here's one: Southampton, day at sea, Copenhagen for overnight, Oslo overnight. Be able to go and visit those Christmas markets for that last-minute Christmas gift panic buying. That's all gentlemen seem to do. Then Christmas day at sea, Rotterdam overnight, and then back to the port of Southampton. Hard-working Spitzer Ellen that we see a lot in port. Well, the shipmate Alistair Adam should love to go on a Christmas cruise. I'm trying to work out if it would be really heavily Christmassy on board a Christmas cruise, or if they would just have a gentle nod of Christmas. I quite fancy a gentle nod of Christmas. Not sure I'd be too keen if everyone was dressed up as Santa and elves and the Christmas music was going 24/7. I think the captain might wear out fairly quickly with that sort of thing. Notice how small the 7 Seas Voyager is. You can barely see over the buildings to see the top of the ship. Looks like they've got some marlins or something there, sculptures on top. Don't see any flags being waved. From this view on our Cows Cam, courtesy of the isleofwight.com. They've got a lot of cameras scattered all over the Isle of Wight. You can really see you can really see the ships leaning around the corner, especially the older ones. The modern ones seem to be a little more stable. I think the stabilisers may help to keep it level, but some of the older ones really do lean quite a lot. So there might be something like a tennis court or something on the stern there of 7 Seas Voyager.
VTS 7 Seas Voyager, Western Southampton.
7 Seas Voyager, VTS, that's all received, thank you.
Well, there we go, shipmates. 3 departures today, all left pretty much on time, potentially slightly early. And they're all very busy. In fact, Aurora potentially super busy, which I don't quite understand. I personally think there must have been some sort of error. I can't see there was that many people on board. Anyway, that's a problem.
Seas Voyager 7, short depending Town Quay for cows, please.
It's not my problem, so to speak.
Roger, 7 VTS, that's all copy, thank you. The 7 Seas Voyager, Western Shell.
We've only got 1 departure tomorrow. 1 departure at 4 o'clock, the Norwegian Dawn. So I'm not entirely sure I'll be able to do that one. Got a few things on tomorrow. I'll have to see how that goes. Then Saturday, we have 4 departures. 2 at 4 o'clock, the Ventura and Sky Princess. Then at 5 o'clock... Actually, no, my eyes are growing cross-threaded. So we have 4 departures tomorrow on Saturday. The Ventura and Sky Princess at 4 o'clock. The Iona at 5 o'clock, and then the MSC Virtuoso at 6 o'clock. Sunday, we have 2 departures on Sunday, although one of them we probably won't see because that's from the Alpha Anchorage. And that's the Disney Fantasy again, and the Seabourn Sojourn. Nothing on Monday. Nothing on Tuesday. Independence on Wednesday. 2 on Thursday. 2 on Friday. Yeah, a few more during the week. Still getting quite busy. Still quite busy here in the Port Southampton. Well, the shipmate Randy Barnes says, looks like a lot of turning to get in and out of Port Southampton like a ride. Very much so is, shipmate. Very much so is. I can show you on the map. Might give you some assist in your understanding. So yeah, so shipmate Randy there's saying it looks a bit like a ride. Well, it is indeed, because look, this. So the ships, obviously, they come out from where they've been at sea. This is the Aurora, and she's been up here at the top end of port. And they come down to Southern Water. It's fairly gentle. They go around Cowshot Spit, and then they've got to do a big curve, because here in the middle is a big sandbank. So they've got to do a big curve around the sandbank, then head out here. Then what you don't see on any of my cameras is here in the port, there are a number of Napoleonic stone forts in the middle of the stone, so they have to weave through those. You don't want to crash into those, they're quite nasty. And off out into the Solent. So yes, there's a whole lot of manoeuvring going on. Plus, don't forget, the water is absolutely full of little yachts and power boats and kite surfers and all these various people whizzing around, not paying attention. Plus, you've also got lots of other commercial traffic, ferries, high-speed ferries, tankers, container ships. It's a lot going on. It's fairly dense and busy here in the Port Southampton. Right, shipmates, so I shall definitely be back on Saturday. It's Friday, I'm not sure. But if you have... Oh, visibility is not very good. I'm just looking at my cruise cam. That is Celebrity Apex in the distance, and we can barely see her. What is the visibility like? Oh, down to 16.9 knots. Oh, and 18.C. It's definitely not sit outside in pub garden weather, that's for sure. Right, shipmates, I shall continue following 7 Seas Voyager as she heads down Southampton water. In the meantime, I need to nip to the galley. And I should catch up with you all on Saturday, 100%. And Friday, we'll have to see how the traffic goes. But if you haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing. And if you are a Patreon, a PayPal donor, subscribe. But many thanks. And of course, much thanks to the Blue Spanner crew for looking after this live stream and all the other live streams. Until next time, shipmates.
To the board VTS. Stop board VTS. That's all copy, thank you.
Okay, 6 VTS evening to you, that's all copy, thank you. Celebrity Apex just on the westbound turn. Outward bound to the east, 7 Seas Voyager just past Lanes Lake, outward bound. Osprey VTS afternoon to you, that's all received, thank you. Red Eagle VTS, that's all copied, thank you. Got the 7 Seas Voyager. She's just past Lanes Lake now, outward bound. Just VTS. Just VTS, that's all we say. Thank you. Good evening to you. Have a good watch and a safe passage. Marlow, BTS, that's all received. Thank you. Good afternoon to you, and we'll speak to you later. Challenger 4, BTS. Challenger 4, BTS. Yeah, that's all copied. And can you just confirm where your final destination will be, over? Challenger 4, BTS, that's all copied, thank you. So you're going out towards the NAB tower, is that correct, over? That's all copied then, thank you. I've got no reported immediate inbound traffic apart from the San Marlow there at the OSB in Port Portsmouth. Outbound traffic from Southampton, the Aurora, currently at the North Sturbridge outward bound. She's followed by the Celebrity Apex, just past Peel Bank outbound. Aurora VTS, that's all copy, thank you. The Tug's still going with the R49 barge, just approaching east of the tower, inward bound for Kendall's. The Artemis, she's the next inward bound. She's approximately 7 miles southeast of the tower at this time. Seas Voyager VTS, that's all copy, thank you.
Southampton BTS, Red.
Red 6 BTS, all copy, and clear to proceed, thank you. Washington Mersey BTS. Mersey BTS, that's all received, thank you. Have a good watch and a safe passage. City Apex VTS, that's all copied, thank you. The Artemis is 7 miles southeast at the moment. She's 1815 east of the tower, pilot boarding. Got the starboard with the VR49 barge currently east of the tower, inward bound for Kendalls. Adventure VTS, good evening. Adventure VTS, that's all received, thank you. The Aurora is just through the port, outward bound, west of the tower. Got Celebrity Apex just past the Sturbridge, outward bound. Her plan is to go north and east of the tower, outward bound. Inbound traffic, the starboard with the VR49 barge is currently east of the tower in for Kendalls Wharf. And the Artemis is approximately 7 miles southeast at the moment. Should be boarding a Southampton pilot at 1815 east of. Starboard VTS, all copied, thank you.
VTS, Alison McGregor, good evening.
Alison McGregor, VTS.
Good evening, sir. Ali Mackford stations to depart in the next 5 from Hythe. We're going to do a dock tour and up the engine for a little bit. 1.2 draft, and we have 15 POB, and listing out on 12.
Alison McGregor, Southampton VTS, is all received. The next vessel to depart from Southampton docks is the Donington 1900 from 44 berth. Over.
That's all copied. Many thanks, sir.
Southampton VTS, Red Falcon, departing Royal Pier.
Red Falcon, Southampton VTS received. Inbound traffic, the Red Eagle at the Reach Buoy and the Will Supply Hillhead in for the Empress dock. Over.
All copy, thank you.
Jet 7 Southampton VTS received. 7 Seas Voyager, Bourne Gap, outbound to the east. She is not a clear channel vessel. Inbound traffic, the Will Supply, he'll head for the Empress Dock, and the Red Eagle approaching the Hook Buoy. Over. Red Eagle, Southampton VTS, all received. Thank you. Apnea Tourist, Southampton VTS. Apnea Tourist, Southampton VTS. That's received. Question, what's your next destination? Over. Apnea Tourist, Southampton VTS, that's all received. Just confirm your draft to me, please. Over. After Taurus, Southampton VTS, that's all received. Call again on channel 12 once you are underway. Over. Spirit of Adventure, Southampton VTS, that's all received. And traffic information, the Artemis, 3 miles southeast of the nav tower. She's proceeding to boarding ground Bravo to board pilot 1815. Over. Spirit of Adventure, Southampton VTS, the tug and tow, the Starborough, she is east of the Deepwater Channel. Over.
VTS, Red Jet 6, shortly departing Town Quay for West Coast.
Red Jet 6, Southampton VTS received. Inbound traffic, Red Eagle at 40 deep. Red Jet 7 at the hook. Will supply cow shots for the Empress Dock. Outbound traffic, Red Falcon at Western Shelf. Over.
That's all, copy, thank you.
Solent Spirit, Southampton VTS, that's all received. Question, what's your destination? Over. Solent Spirit, Southampton VTS, that's all received. Outbound traffic, the 7 Seas Voyager, west right middle. Over.